Mass adoption is what we're going to talk about today, good people. Crypto mass adoption. So many people are excited about this. Donald Trump, the president, Donald Trump, signed an executive order to actually loosen up some of the regulations on cryptocurrency in America because they have really been attacking cryptocurrency since the inception of its beginning in 2008 because of its, unfamiliarity of what it really is, and they all said it was for scammers and money launderers and all this stuff, just like they said about the internet at first. But now, since we have all these hedge fund companies and these big companies, BlackRock and Vanguard, starting to come into this industry, and even Mastercard, and I was so shocked to see PayPal even got a stable coin when 4 or 5 years ago, PayPal used to ban individuals who were interacting with cryptocurrency. We're going to talk about mass adoption as soon as I get back. What's going on, my people? How you guys doing out there in the world? This is Eric Brent, EB Crypto, and we're talking about mass adoption today. What is mass adoption? Most people are not really familiar with that term unless you're in a cryptocurrency space. Mass adoption is where all the banks and different stores have started accepting cryptocurrency. This is the concept that most people have about mass adoption and what it is. I remember a time when I would go in the bank and set up bank accounts. This is recently, like 4 or 5 years ago. Some of the bank accounts that I would set up, the first thing the bank would ask you as you're starting a new account, are you going to be involved in any cryptocurrency transactions? And this was a very vital question because they turned down a lot of people from having bank accounts if you said yes. Of course, I always said no, but this was a requirement. And now it's just interesting how banks are now. I just did a video the other day where the Office of Comp Control Currencies have decided, oh, we're going to allow banks now to custodian and hold your crypto for you. Interesting. Things that make you go, ain't that something? But this is now becoming more accepted. Like I said, when I first got into crypto, even PayPal, if they saw you were doing any kind of cryptocurrency transactions, they froze your account outright. Froze your account, and sometimes they even said they didn't want to do business with you. You were done. That was over with for you. So yeah, it's just really interesting, this whole mass adoption. Recently, I did a video where Donald Trump passed an executive order to loosen up on cryptocurrency, to back off of cryptocurrency and let cryptocurrency and blockchain, do its thing. But for the last 2 or 3 different administrations, it's been a tyrant, a huge, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency has been a huge opponent against the system. And I want you guys to like and subscribe to my channel. It does not cost you a dime to like this channel because I'm going to be telling you things that is totally against the grain in the financial world, but in your benefit. I'm going to be telling you guys things and showing you guys things totally against the grain in most government control of the masses. But I'm going to be telling you guys things that's going to incorporate you with the information to be able to position yourself for what I'm calling one of the greatest exchanges of wealth in history is happening right now. But right now, let me read this article that I found. And I saw some gentlemen, very intelligent gentleman, talking about this article on the internet, and he was very excited. And I want to bring this information to you guys and give you my input on what this means and how to process this. From my perspective, this is my opinion. Mastercard unveils end-to-end capabilities to power stablecoin transactions from wallets to checkouts. The latest partnership with OKX and Nuvia will unlock 360-degree approach where consumers can spend their stablecoins and merchants can receive them, creating a seamless ecosystem. So this is an exciting news for most people. They're like, oh my God, yes, it's exciting. Oh my God, it's starting to happen. I better differ. I'm going to give you guys my opinion on this because I'm a guy who teaches cryptocurrency. I'm a guy who went into the root of what this is all about. And I'm a guy that's going to tell you guys how that is somewhat beneficial to you, but not totally beneficial to you. I'm going to tell you what's happening right now. There is a huge magic trick going on right now. There's a huge magic trick going on, been going on for years when it comes to propaganda, when it comes to the pretty much programming of your brain and how you operate and how you move. You've basically been programmed all your life to tell on yourself. You've been programmed all your life to reveal everything you have and to put everything you have in a position that can be confiscated, can be pretty much taken from you or taxed or whatever. Let me give you my intake on this. Cryptocurrency was not designed for this. Now, it's good that some of your crypto will be able to merge to a credit card. If you don't know what a stable coin is a coin that is always $1. So you'll be able to transfer some of your value that you might have made with other coins to a stable coin. And now Mastercard is going to allow you to probably top up or put that crypto on that card to add it as value and spend it, which is convenient. Okay. But crypto wasn't really made for convenience. It was made to free you away from government tyranny and government taxes and confiscation of your value, which has been going on for so many years in the U.S. economy and the world in general. You know, you are living in a centralized world. And if you don't know what that really means, it means that, for instance, everything is pretty much convenient for you, but that convenience comes at a price. And I'm going to share that what I mean by that. In the world of philosophy of decentralization, in the world of decentralization, like for instance, if I want to purchase something from someone right now, if I took my cryptocurrency and I exchanged post chain, $50,000 worth of post chain for that car, did you know that guy does not have to really file taxes on that? Because it's a barter. It's a trade. One of the reasons that they're trying to get rid of currency right now, and they're going to go into a digital currency, which is quite different than a cryptocurrency, because crypto means encrypted. It comes from cryptographers. But the reason they want to move all the cryptocurrency to a centralized system so they can know what you have, they can tax what you have, and they can confiscate what you have. So this is control. This is total government control, and I'm not with that. I'm not saying that you should totally come out of centralization because we all need that convenience, but convenience comes with a price, and freedom comes with a price. So this is what I'm telling you guys. Like cryptocurrency, the inception of it was for us to be able to do peer-to-peer transactions without a third party. Think about it. Every transaction you do today involves a third party, whether it's a bank, a credit card, financial institution, a PayPal, or MoneyGram. Every transaction you do, there's a third party. This is why they want to get rid of cash, because I can have someone come to my house right now, give them $100,000 cash. Nobody will know that. It's not really traceable. The only one would know was that person and myself, unless we tell someone. This is not, this is frowned upon with the United States government. This is frowned upon with governments around the world because they can't track it. They really can't track it. So they don't like that because they want to be able to tax you. Now, I'm not saying you don't pay no taxes, but I'm just saying you should have a certain aspect of your value that's yours, that nobody can control and nobody can tax. Because I'm a strong believer that any and everything that you own in the world is not all for someone to be taxed. You earn what you've earned in life. You've accumulated whatever value you've created, and it's yours. And I don't think that it's right for you to have 100% of everything you've earned in life taxed when nobody helped you to get what it is that you got. Even your job is in question right now. There's the IRS agents that have went to court against the IRS because they couldn't find a law where they actually can tax your labor. That's a whole nother conversation. But again, I'm going to break this down for you right quick. It is convenient that you have a debit card and you can swipe it and go buy stuff. It is convenience. Okay. It is total convenience. Now, if you want a super adequate system, the most adequate, precise system in the world of governments is a dictatorship. Because what that one person say, that order is carried out amongst everybody. That's the most precise system. Of course, we don't want dictatorships. I don't want a dictatorship. And then the second most proficient is governments, because governments regulate, make laws, and everybody follows those laws, but it's not as accurate as a dictatorship because some people don't follow the laws. So you have a little flexibility there. Some people don't dot the I's and cross their T's. Some people go to jail for not following laws, but there are some gray areas where people can kind of bend certain rules. So that's the second, and it's pretty efficient system. Everything happens pretty consistently in that system. But when you're dealing with cryptocurrency, it's not as consistent. Let me give you an example. If I bought your car from you and you used, say, a merchant account, and I swiped my card and gave you $20,000, that transaction would go through in seconds. But if I sent you Bitcoin, that transaction might take 30 minutes, 40 minutes. It's not as accurate. It's not as proficient. It's not as convenient. And you got to sit there for 30 or 40 minutes to wait for your payment. It's kind of a pain in the butt. But guess what? You don't have to pay taxes on that. See, this is what they don't tell you guys. You don't have to pay taxes on a barter. If I trade an asset for your asset, it's not taxable. But if I turn that asset into currency, now we got a different thing going on here, because now you're using the government's medium of exchange for that transaction, which is now fits the definition of something that can be taxed, sales tax, whatever. But and not only just sales tax, they're going to come after you for your income. How did you get that money? But if I do a barter with somebody for Bitcoin or Ethereum or Postchain or Monero, if I do an exchange and they decide, oh, I'll take that. I'll take Bitcoin. Okay, you want to give me a half a Bitcoin for this car? I'll take that. And if they decide, and if it's an agreement between these two, that he'll give me his car for the half a Bitcoin, guess what? Nobody knows that but me and him. And this is why they gave crypto so much opposition in the beginning. But when you guys start merging all your crypto to a financial credit card, yes, it's convenient for you to spend, but I would advise for you not to do all of your crypto in these centralized forms of economics where there involves a third party, where now this party is going to file on you a 1040 or whatever, or some kind of tax revelation. He's going to have to reveal where the money came from. He's going to have to disclose your information. You're exchanging your information. It's a price for that consistency. Okay, so I would rather not pay on that transaction, didn't pay on that transaction. Not that I'm trying to, like I said, not pay my taxes, but everything is not for everybody. And like I tell you guys all the time, the same laws that apply in the criminal world applies when that rule applies with money. Anything you say can and will be used against you. So anything you reveal and show of economics can and will be used against you. So this is the whole purpose of cryptocurrency. So in my opinion, this is just my opinion from all of my research and what I've studied from when it comes to the first individuals that created cryptocurrency. Satoshi Nakamoto was not the first one to create the concept. If you guys go and read the Crypto Anarchy Manifesto by Timothy May, which was written back in 1988, a cryptographer who created the whole cypherpunks, all the different individuals that created all the different technologies that's included right now in Bitcoin. They wanted to have a society where the people had the ability to trade their own value, to do peer-to-peer transactions without a government taxing them, without a government confiscating them and monitoring them, and being able to just manipulate their information. Because today we live in a society where data and information is more valuable than gold. Data is more valuable than gold. And this is why we have a Google. This is why we have AI. This is why we have DeepSeek and ChatGPT. These companies are worth trillions of dollars because of data. And this is why they have data companies that buy your information. All the information that you browse on the internet is being sold, your address, your name, what you buy, everything that you do, all the data, all the information on you, your social is even being sold. All this information on you, your banking information, your credit, all of this is being sold. This data is very valuable and you don't get a dime from that. So this is why cryptocurrency was created, so it could make you more anonymous. Nobody can have your data. Why do you want to exchange your data every time you do a transaction? Every time you do a transaction, you got to give up all your information, your address, your name, your social, your banking information. No, this is why crypto was created. It was created for the people, by the people, of the people. So let's say that in my mindset, mass adoption means a day at a time when everybody, or 50 or 60 or 70% of the population accept crypto. Accept crypto. That's mass adoption. Not all the corporations, all the banks, all the hedge funds, all the stock markets. That's centralization. Don't fall for the magic trick, because they have manipulated our minds to think more centralized, and we're not understanding decentralization really is what Web3 is about, is you owning your own information. Web3 is about decentralizing things. Everything is so centralized, and that wasn't the inception even of the internet. If you read some of the people who started the internet, their whole concept was to be decentralized, for individuals to be able to exchange information peer to peer without any government control. Not saying that we don't need the government to watch, terrorists and all this stuff. I'm just saying that their privacy is non-existent anymore. You don't have any privacy anymore. And I'm just noticing how even the young kids have become so familiar now with just sharing their information online. They don't have any sense of privacy. I hear these girls go online and they talk about their dates, they talk about their private life, they talk about their husband, and then they complain when they get a negative feedback. But in reality, nobody would have knew your business if you wouldn't share it online. But you've been conditioned. You've been conditioned to just disclose all of your private information. And crypto was made in the opposite of that, to protect you, not just from governments that can go rogue at any time and confiscate and regulate to a point to where it suffocates you from even becoming prosperous. So many regulations could come to a point in the financial world, which America is kind of at that point. There's so many regulations in America, it makes it almost impossible for entrepreneurs to elevate from zero to hero. It's really, really hard. It's not that easy unless you connect with certain powerful individuals, but it's not as easy as people think, because of the regulations, the monetary policies, and all these other things. I've tried to do businesses with other countries that I couldn't even do business with, and it was beneficial to me because our government said, no, you can't do that. Why? I'm not breaking any law. They're not terrorists. They're not money laundering. So these are the things that this industry was created for. And mass adoption, to close out, means when most of the people accept crypto. Now, what I'm going to do with, you know, crypto, what I'm doing is certain crypto I merge into the centralized world, and certain crypto I go and talk to the restaurant I go to all the time. Hey man, do you guys take crypto? Oh, you know? Okay. Oh, you do? Oh, well, all you got to do is put a wallet on your phone right now. I can send you the $20 for this meal right now, the $50 for this meal. I can send it to you right here. Bam, no problem. So now he has a plethora of funds from different, meals that he don't have to pay taxes on, because he did a barter. Now you see the power in that, and you see why they're trying to relinquish that power from you and have you volunteer your power over to banks. Oh, here, I got 3 million worth of crypto. Here, bank, why don't you hold my crypto? No, you can hold your own crypto in your own wallet. You can have a virtual wallet that you can, even if you break your phone, you break your computer, as long as you got your 12 word phrases, your private keys, you can always reinitiate that wallet on another device. You can go to prison and get out of prison after 2 or 3 years, and now your Bitcoin is worth millions. But most of the people that have these unique situations, I'm not endorsing prison, but there's a lot of that. I'm a black man in America, duh, and the statistics for black men is 1 out of 4 He's either been in prison or been on parole. Now, the sad part about this is when that happens, usually if it's a federal case, they're confiscating everything. So, wouldn't it be great if you had an unfortunate situation? What if you didn't go to prison, but one of your family members did, and because your family member bought you some things, they confiscated everything? This is what crypto was made for. So you would have something of your own that nobody could take, nobody can confiscate. But when you reveal and when you unveil all your value, now you're putting yourself back into the matrix. And that's not what mass adoption is about. So I'm not really all that happy about these companies coming in because they coming in for the money. They just see the money. That's what it is. They see the money. But at the end of the day, you have to preserve some value for yourself. You have to preserve some kind of interest for yourself. That's what it's about. You should not disclose everything you own and everything you have to nobody. And so that's why I'm saying that it's not a good thing. It is somewhat because it makes it more convenient. And then we live in a society where people want convenience. Everybody wants convenience. But again, convenience comes with a price. There's a price for convenience, okay? But also there's a price for freedom. There's a price to be decentralized. But I would rather pay that price, like I said, if I bought a $50,000 car and didn't have to pay taxes because I did a barter, it's better than me buying a $50,000 car and then having to pay taxes, sales tax, having to pay, being probed into my income. Like, how did you get that 100,000 or 200? No, I don't need all that. That's the headache. So the convenience comes with a price. So a system that has decentralization is not as proficient as a dictatorship. It's not as proficient as governments. It's not as proficient as banks. But guess what? That's the price for freedom. So with that, I'm gonna go ahead and close out, you guys. I'm going to be having 10 special people out there that's going to be invited to study with some of the top traders in the world. I will be creating a date and a time. I think it's probably 1 month. You're going to have the time to get in this. I'm going to have a private circle of individuals, 10 people, because I need to create these testimonies. And we're going to charge half price. You're going to get 50% off. It's only going to be 10 special people that's going to get this price to be able to be a part of an elite group of individuals to learn how to trade crypto. You're going to learn how to trade Forex. You're going to learn how to trade gold. You're going to learn how to trade stocks, whatever it is, options, whatever it is you want. I'm going to have all these courses. You're going to get all these courses, and then you decide which one it is you want to study, because I'm not going to advise you guys to study, to try to master them all. You can study them all and then find out what it is you're comfortable with and learn that. And the reason we're doing that, because trading, you guys might hear all the time, oh, you're going to lose your money trading. Some of the richest people in the world are traders. And there's different ways to trade. There's day trading, or you can buy stocks and shares and stuff like that. But you need to understand the economics in the world, because the world is changing right now. And the way money is being made is changing. And it doesn't matter what happens in this world. Once you learn how to position yourself and position your money, you're going to always make money. And even if you make a few losses, at the end of the day, you're going to be winning. And so this is what we're doing right now. I'm going to be having under this link. I'm going to give the access to how to get in touch with me. And like I said, I'm going to probably have a date till about the end of next month that you'll have to be a part of this. We're going to do webinars every day to go over the courses. You're going to have the courses. You're going to have them yourself. You're going to own all the courses. And I'm talking about the top traders in the world, the top 5% traders in the world. The top 5% traders in the world. I have access to these individuals, and I have access to their courses. And so we're gonna do a special deal with you guys, half off, for you guys to start learning not just crypto, But the beginning of crypto, the history of crypto, you're gonna be able to learn about money. You're gonna be able to learn how to trade money, forex, or whatever it is you wanted to learn. And I also have access to the prop firm exams. I have the prop firm exams to train you and teach you. I have all the prop firm exams to teach you how to pass a prop firm exam. What is a prop firm? A prop firm is a company that will give you 100,000, 200,000. Yeah, they want 80. They want 20% of whatever you earn. But just imagine if you start with me. Most of the people start. They're trading after about 4 or 5 months. They're trading at about a 10% a month, 8% a month. That's what they're doing after 4 or 5 months. That don't sound like a lot, but when you got say 100,000 or 200,000 that somebody's giving you to trade for them, to manage their money, you're gonna learn risk management. I'm gonna teach you guys. That's the first thing you're gonna learn, how to manage your risk. So the days that you do lose, you don't lose much, and the days that you win, you gotta maximize that. So we're gonna teach you first risk management. But let's say that you're making 8%, 10% a month on that 100,000. That's 8,000, 10,000 a month, and you got to give up 20% of it. But it's not your money. Come with it. That's a fair deal to me. So if I traded and made 10% that month, you did nothing. I've seen traders do 10% a day, 5% in a day. So if you're only setting a conservative goal of 5%, 10% a month, you're eventually going to get better. You're going to get better and you're going to get better. But we're going to set an attainable goal for you guys to make a consistent 8, 10% a month in the beginning until you get better. Until you get better. You're gonna make losses and all that, but at the end of the month, we're not counting money. We're not talking about, oh, I made 100,000 last month. No, we're not looking at money. We're looking at percentage. And if you can make 8 to 10% a month in the beginning, 4 or 5 months that you're trading, and you can have access to getting prop firm money, you can get 100,000, 500,000. You can keep going back getting money. I know people that's trading $2, $3 million right now of other people's money, and they're making 15, 20% a month. This is what we're doing now. This is what I'm showing you guys. And you'll be able to also have long-term investments, buy different cryptos, but you'll be able to make money every single day. But you got to start learning. And it's very imperative today that you learn about money as money is changing. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close out, you guys. Like and subscribe to my channel because, again, I'm going to be giving you guys vital information of things people don't know. And contact me if you're interested in being one of those special 10 persons to be in this elite group to learn from elite individuals, not just go online. No, elite individuals who are successful on how to make money every single day. So with that, I'm going to close out, you guys. It's EB Crypto. Deuces.
Cryptocurrency.